Alito, I'm going to give some people a chance to come in and chat. This story is about a man who is 60 years old in Texas, and he's on bond. This man is on bond. He has a $2 million bond. He's not going to be able to, pay $2 million to get out of this. He actually killed this young lady named Laura Loomis. Um, it's this is a terrible situation. So I'm gonna give people another chance to come in the chat. Want to hear the story? Grand Rising. I hope you slept well from last night. Grand Rising, Halito. I hope you guys slept right from last night. We had a great bill last night, and even though we had some negative things that happened in the end, I had to delete that video, but I still appreciate those who were guests on the show last night. We had an awesome bill. Sometimes you just got to let things go, and I let it go. You know what I'm saying? Some things you just got to let go. Sometimes everything is not for the views, especially drama. Sometimes you just got to let certain things go. People be in certain spaces and emotions, and they get heated. And I recognize it, and I recognize me as a content creator and me as a person in the conscious community, that I can't be so conscious if I'm allowing our brothers and sisters to fight and fight and fight on a open panel. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that I just can't do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I love and respect the people that was on the panel, and I'm not going to take sides because like I said, there was a lot of brothers and sisters that are hurt. It's a lot of brothers and sisters that are hurt and mad because of how we've been treated as a nation of people. And they have a right to be upset. Like I said, our panel was very heated last night, and we were talking about the murders, how they were how they murdered our people down there in Buffalo, how they walked in there and shot up our people. So we had a lot of people that was upset, and I can understand that. But I'm not here for the views, so I had to delete the video. And I'm not here for drama. I'm not here to divide our people. I'm here to bring our people together. And that's what me as a chief, that's my job. I know a lot of people got upset because I didn't keep the video up. But, I'm not here to divide the community. I'm here to bring us together. And that's something that I'm going to always stand by. I'm going to stand by my morals. I'm going to stand by my values. And I'm going to stand by the love and of my people. Whether we can all agree to disagree. We can all agree to disagree. And that's just what we're gonna have to learn. Sometimes we might get in fights on panels and stuff like that, but we still the same people. We still brothers and sisters, and that's just the bottom line. But I don't regret the pain that people had last night, because everybody deserved to be frustrated on how they are killing our people. Everybody deserves to feel frustrated and upset because we tired of hearing the same we shall overcome bullshit. Okay, so we get tired of all this marching. We get tired. We see more of walking instead of action. So that's what a lot of people are fed up. They're tired of having panels where everybody just talking. So I can understand some of the brothers, and I shout out to Realize TV, who said he will never get up on another panel again. You always welcome to Peanut Nola 504. You always welcome, my brother. I always got love for you, and always got love for all the people that was on the panel. Shout out to Wrightwood, my brother from New Orleans. I understand, I understand how hurt you was. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all all my brothers and sisters, and I know that we was a little bit off last night. We had a great panel, and we had the energy was real good into the end. Where we had two, both the brothers just really was going at each other, and I just had to cut it short. You know what I'm saying? But Halito to everybody this morning, and I'm gonna move topics because there's a guy in Texas. And one of the things that I always tell people all the time: be careful who you let in your house, ladies. Be careful who you let in your house, because of you might love somebody, and you have to understand. I understand that you deserve to be loved. You deserve to have somebody. But as long as you got children, you have to be aware on who you're bringing in your life. Sometimes you can be bringing wickedness in your house, and you don't even know it. And it's really not your fault, because you don't people. So most of the times, the guys that you let in your house, they really love you. They really show that you be thinking they. I mean, you feeling them because they showing that you thinking that they love you. And a lot of times that happens. That can happen to the best of people. You really don't know people. It took this man a couple of years for him to show his ass with this lady when it comes down to her and her daughter. Okay. The daughter said all of a sudden this man was starting to act weird. The daughter was talking about he was acting weird. And I want people to understand, shout out to Bronze, my brother Bronze. And I want people to understand there's a wolf in sheep clothing. There's a wolf in sheep clothing. You can be letting in wickedness, dark entities that can come into your home. And rather you have sons, daughters, you have to understand that they got many men that won't love your children the way you gonna love your children. And they do have men. They have great stories of men who are taking over, who are loving children that's not for them. They have great stories of men who have came into a relationship with a woman who has 4, 5 children, and treated the children as there was his own, and treated them better than their own father. So of course you have episodes like that. Okay. But as they have the good stories, they have the bad stories. And one of the stories, with Laura, this young lady, Laura, 16 years old, out of Texas. She was on social media. She was on TikTok. She was talking before she got murdered by her mother's boyfriend. She was stating that this guy was acting weird. Van was acting very weird. And I just wanted to talk about this story because some people have posted about this story. Some people have already posted videos about this story, but I wanted to talk about this story because I want people to understand how vulnerable your young people can be around some of these people. The young lady is 16 years old, and I'm sure she's developing. Okay, young ladies at she's 16 years old, and she's beginning to learn who she is as a woman, and her body is developing. She's beginning to grow a chest. She's beginning to act like a woman, but she's not a woman. And the 60-year-old man allegedly murders her. And there's a $2 million bond for him to be released for jail. Now, for them to give him a $2 million bond, this is serious. And she was murdered. And not only murdered, she was slaughtered. And now the autopsy, they're checking to see if she was penetrated, if she was raped before she was slaughtered. Okay. Now we want to know, why did he slaughter her so bad? Why did he overkill in murdering this young lady? Okay. Now the brother to this man, this murderer, sister came forward, and she was not behind her brother. And we need more women and men to stop standing behind their family members when they do horrific bullshit. If you got a family member that is a rapist, and there's a rapist, a potential pedophile in the family, you got to call him out. You can't keep protecting people who are predators out here in this world because you just as bad as the predator, defending and denying the fact that your brother or your son is a predator. Some of these people have done this, and we have seen this multiple times, that people are down with their family, ride or die, no matter what they have done. Shout out to Realize TV. They can do no wrong. Lil Timothy was the youngest brother, and they was protecting him, and they saw traits, and I'm just using an example. They saw traits of him being a pedophile as a child because he was touched also. And nobody ever fixed that problem of him being touched. We boogie in the house. Nobody ever solves the problem of the person. See, pedophilia is a disease that's learned that most people who are pedophiles have been touched of their own. And we talked about R. Kelly. R. Kelly's story. R. Kelly was touched by male and female. And we always say we don't look at the facts that hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. These are learned diseases that goes on, and it starts very young. And a lot of people are in denial. Shout out to Charles Johnson. Mr. Evans in the house. A lot of people are in denial of their family because they don't want to recognize that Timothy is out here doing some of the damage to his own family members. They got cousins. Many of you guys got cousins that have touched y'all, but refuse to talk about your cousin because that's your family, and your mothers have programmed you to keep this in the family. Shout out to an old son. Your mothers and your mothers, not your fathers, have programmed you because you don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to embarrass the family name. How dare you? Don't say anything. Well, you're lying. You shouldn't have been walking around with that hot ass outfit on. You shouldn't have been wearing that tight outfit. I mean, belittling the little girl and saying that's what she should have not been wearing, and never looked at that older person and said that, God damn it, you shouldn't even be looking at a young child at 16, at 12 years old, at 11. You should not even have them on your lap. That is a problem that happens very in the melanated community at barbecues, where you think it's cute when you see the little girl gets on the lap of a stranger or a relative in the family. Nobody ever sees a damn thing as a parent, as a cousin, as somebody that's close to the family. They don't see no wrong. And as that young girl gets older and she starts to get, start growing and developing, and then the predator starts to work in. And the same thing what happens to little boys. Statistics have showed that many boys have been raped and molested more than little girls, because little boys can't go telling anybody, because if they didn't believe the little girl, how they going to believe the little boy? Because the little boy will be deemed as being feminine, being deemed as being gay if he goes around and said that another man has violated him. There's a lot of grown men that's living through that right now today. They've been touched very young. They got to live through that nightmare all through their life, and then you get the product of this man who passed that generation in curses and murdered this young lady who was 16 years old. This young lady died. She was a beautiful young lady. She was on social media, and the mother trusted her boyfriend more than she trusted her daughter. Didn't protect her daughter enough. And there's a lot of instances where all this is happening. People don't just wake up and be you see over sexual young men and young women, and you wonder where they get that from. A lot of times, young women and young men, they get that from an early stage of watching adults act a fool, or watching adults or adults making moves on them and presenting them to sex. It happens a lot in families. Laura did not deserve to die in the hands of a 60-year-old man. And the lady trusted her boyfriend more than she trusted her daughter. It's a terrible world we live in, and we say protect our children. But we need to keep our eyes open what's going on in this world. What's going on and with you. You can't trust everybody. You got to look at your family members sometimes and see what the fuck wrong with them. This illness has started somewhere very early. People been touched very young. And we can sit here and say all day long, this and that and this. These people have not had counsel. A lot of these young brothers and sisters that have never been counseled, have never been talked to, never have, and then they accept their lifestyle as they get older. And as they get older, they just accept who they are, and they got a feelings, and they grow up liking that feeling and not understanding that they've been raped by grown men and grown women. There's a brother that was, R. Kelly was not only raped by a man, he was also raped by a woman, a grown ass woman. And don't believe women can't rape young people. See, with men believe if they having sex with somebody older, that's a cool thing. But if the mind ain't developed, so the children not ready to have sex and the mind is not developed, a woman can mess a man up too. Even at a young stage, if a woman is fooling with a 7-year-old boy and the boy is not developing not enough in the brain to know what sex is about, um, the young man may not ever want, if according on who he's dealing with, he may not ever want to have sex with a woman again because of the experience that he has had with this grown ass woman who's nasty, and then he turns to dealing with other men because this woman tried to turn him out very young, and it was disgusting to him. People need to leave children alone. People need to leave children alone. There's a place in hell, and I'm not talking about this white Jesus hell. There's a place in hell for people who want to touch children. You gotta be a nasty motherfucker because you want a title. You want to deal with something tight. You gotta be a nasty person. That's a disease in your brain to be looking at a little girl just because she's developed. They got some young girls develop more than other young girls. They got some young girls who haven't grown. Some 12-year-old girls haven't even grown a chest. They got some 12-year-old girls who grew a chest. And you think because they grew and they developed that you can touch them. And psychologically, you messed them up for a very long time. There's not a person, there's not people in this world who live through trauma more than melanin people, copper people, indigenous people. And there's problems in other races too, because white people rape their children too. White people rape their own children and murder their own children too. But my content is to talk about our people because we have to fix our problems before I can talk about other people's problems. Our job is to point out some of the things that we are doing wrong so we can be better in the nation. We can't be in denial of some of the things, some of the cruelty, some of the things that the abuse that some of our own people have done to our own people. We can't be in denial of that. You got to look at it, man. Some people, I'm very sensitive to when it comes down to other people's feelings on what happened to their upbringing. I know there's a lot of people that follow my content that's probably been raped, whether it's male or female, and they don't have the strength to admit that something happened to them. But I want you to know that I'm not here to judge you, because if somebody violated you, you did nothing wrong. And many people can talk about these people, say this and bad things about people like that. You have to understand that if it happened to you and it happened to one of your children, if it happened to somebody you know, then you will have some kind of compassion for them. It's not good. It's never a good thing to rape somebody. It's never a good thing to rape somebody and take their innocence from them, and then expect these people to walk around with sanity, to walk around normal like you, because these people will never be normal. Some people walk around and they have a functional life, but some people don't ever get over it. Some people, whether it's man or woman, is messed up for life. You be with a woman who has been raped, she's gonna be very cautious. She's gonna always be guarded, as you have to deal with some of the things that, because she's been raped. Your wife, girlfriend, you don't know what happened to them, and then you be wondering why they're not secure. You never know what goes on with people's life, and that's what's wrong with Christianity. That's what's wrong with religion. We quick to judge everybody, but everybody has a circumstance, and everybody has something that's wrong with them, and it's up to us to rehabilitate our people minds, the women, and let them know that, hey, you might have been raped, but you still a queen, you still a chiefess. Just because you've been raped don't mean that's your save. That's your end game. That's not the end of you. You still loved. That's not the end game of you. Don't let that overtake you. That dog is gonna have his day. That dog is gonna have his day. And all the things that he ruined your life, he did this to you, he did that to you, he's gonna have his day. Peanut Nola 504 channel is not naive to the world. And they don't play that in jail. They don't play that in jail, because jail inmates love to destroy predators. That's what you gotta respect about the jail inmates. When they find out you mess with children, when they find out you touch a child, you might as well say your life is gone. Ask R. Kelly, man. R. Kelly running around that jail cell for his life. They don't respect him over his music no more. They don't give a damn if R. Kelly did all the music. They look at him as a predator, and they want to know. They want to be able to say that they were messing over R. Kelly. All the great things that he done is thrown out All the baby making songs that he made, all the stuff that you loved about R. Kelly is thrown out because you got to look at the predator inside him and stop looking and giving him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, they just after our black men. It doesn't matter if it's a white predator. Doesn't matter if it's a predator of color. A predator is a predator. And we got to stop standing up for predators rather than what color they are. When you take the innocence of people, you destroy tribes. You destroy the mindset of people. And you expect them to walk around and be like you when they mentally fucked up. You took their innocence when they were very young. And the product, and what happens is a predator, if you don't help a person that's a victim, then the victim becomes a predator. If you don't help the victim, then the victim becomes the predator. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. Empress in the house. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on and on and on. It's a cycle. They got women predators. They got men predators. And once a person is touched very young, their mind is, and you touch a person, you get a person very young, all bets are off. That person's still growing up. And that person think that that's the right thing to do, to take advantage of people that's younger than them. And that's a cycle that goes on and on and on. Generational curses. And it started in the melanated family and it all starts with the mama when a young girl tells her mother, Henry touching me, mama, her boyfriend. And then the first thing the mother say, just go up in the room and clean yourself up. And don't ever talk about this again. And this is what happened in our communities, in our families. And you see dots today. You're wondering what's wrong with these little girls, and you call them dots. They become dots, and they don't care about themselves because they've been mistreated very young. They've been raped by boyfriends. They've been raped by even fathers. They even have some weird ass fathers who have touched their own daughters. Stepfathers, real blood fathers, the uncle. Oh Lord, let's not forget that sleazy uncle. That's not it. Let's not excuse Uncle Bob, who been sitting up on that couch watching that little girl since she was young, waiting for her to develop. It's one of the things I didn't like in that Tyler Perry movie on Mr. Brown, the movie about the Browns, was how they were showing the old men asking the little girl to go get them a cold drink, go get them a beer out the cooler as the little girl was bending over. And these are supposed to be their distant relatives. Tyler Perry was just promoting that the fact that older men was all in the ass of these young little girls, and that was supposed to be distant relatives. God asked the little girl multiple times to bend over and reach them a beer. And that's supposed to be their family. And they let Tyler Perry make movies like that. And people think that was something that was supposed to be applauded. That was something that was supposed to be of good. Hell no. And Tyler Perry promoting in his movies that's okay. Got these old ass decrepit men telling their own blood of the family to bend over so they can see. Ask her, oh, you just do it, brother. You ask her this time. Go get me a. I don't want a beer. No, ask her for a beer. Go ask her for a beer, brother. No, you ask her so she can bend over and show her little behind, a little skinny little girl, so they can see her turn and bend over. That is pedophilia. And nobody don't see it right in their eyes. It is showcased on television. Pedophilia is showcased on television. but because they love Tyler Perry, and nobody saw that. And nobody, and people pass that shit up. They ain't see no wrong in that. You think because it's a man or old man that's looking at a little girl, that's a normal thing. That is not normal. It's not a normal thing to be looking at little girls. It's not a normal thing to be looking at little boys. That's not normal. And any of you people think that's fucking normal, please unsubscribe to Peanut Noodle 504. It's one thing to mess with adults who have their mind and their mind together, but it's another thing to mess with children. What adults do, I don't give a damn what adults do. But when you mess with children, you are the scum of the earth. And you think that that is a right thing to do. And a lot of this shit in the movies, a lot of this shit is right in your face. But you don't comment about it. Y'all have energy for what y'all want to have energy for. But y'all don't have the energies to contest some of these, because some of you guys and some of you guys and ladies are pedophiles yourself. In some way or form, you're pedophiles yourself. That's the reason why you don't have an outcry about people who touch children. Some of you guys got a little pedophilia in yourself. And some of you guys been touched. Some of you ladies been touched when y'all was young. So one of the baddest perceptions is that men are pedophiles. But they don't talk about women that are pedophiles. They have many women that are pedophiles. They have many women, but people are not as down on women being pedophiles as men. But they have a lot of women that have had sex and touch. Have touched. I don't know if you guys watched that the movie. There was another movie where a young brother was I can't think of the name, but the young brother was in the military, and he has to get counseled by Denzel Washington. And he had a problem with girls. I can't think of the movie, but he had a problem with girls because he was a foster child, and one of the foster child's daughters was molesting him as a child. He did not want to, because of the taste in the mouth of this nasty woman who was molesting him when he was a child. The lady's daughter was molesting him. He had a hard time with women. He had a hard time with women because the woman that he was dealing with was molesting him as a child. And she would try to get him in the room, get him down in the basement, and try to have sex with him, and having sex with him and kissing him in the mouth. And he did not. He had a problem with women. And people don't call out Jada Pinkett, who Jada Pinkett is another one. Another cougar who y'all think it's right for her, and everybody talk about August Alsina and he got Jada Pinkett. That's cool. Y'all clap for that shit, but y'all don't think about the mental aspect of how she took advantage of this young man. How she took advantage of a person who had mental problems. We don't talk about shit like that. Because we think it's cool as long as it's a man and a woman. That's not rape in your opinion. As long as it's a man and a woman, that's not a form of pedophilia. Traumatized August Alsina. Some people have thought, oh, he was old enough. No. And that's what we were talking about last night of talking about the brain of the white man getting the benefit of the doubt, the little white boy. And they was talking about he was at 18 years old. His mind is not developed. And they gave excuses to the white boy for shooting up the grocery store because his mind is not developed at 18. And so he couldn't possibly, something was wrong. But what about the black men? What about the young black men who's 18? So they don't have, their minds are developed. Their minds are developed, in your opinion? It's sad. It's sad that we're not on the same playing field in nothing, y'all. We're not on the same playing field in nothing. And that bastard, that bastard out there in Texas, he is 60 years old. And allegedly, Allegedly, he raped her. Allegedly, he raped her, and then he mutilated her so nobody would never know what he did. Allegedly. And there's a lot of, they said that this man had no background or no history of criminal action. Don't you know just because you never been caught? There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there who never been caught and they are predators. Doesn't make them not a predator. Man, it's a matter of time before they ass get caught. But there's a lot of predators out here that mess with young people who don't want it. It's not consent. They just go out there trying to get them. And people don't talk about that. People won't talk about it. And that's something in our community that we need to live up to and realize. And once again, I want to thank everybody who was on the panel yesterday. Y'all did an awesome job. We had a great video. It was awesome. And unfortunately, I am not a person who's after views like that. I never want to be painted on my panel as a shit starter or painted on my panel as a drama. So I deleted that video. I'm sorry. We had a lot of great things on that video, but I would rather lose the video than the morals of our content. You guys, all you guys were awesome on the panel last night. And I want you to know that all of you guys are valued in the community. Every last one of you guys. You are valued in the community. But this is not Jerry Springer. I can't keep panels up and have a Jerry Springer type of environment because we are the Aborigine and we are people that watch us. And we got people that watch us daily. This is not a drama page. It's not a drama channel. And this is about real people, real thoughts, and real opinions. And that's what we're about. And the only way we're gonna shake up the things, the crisis in America, we got to look at ourselves. And once we look at ourselves and the problems, the generational curses that we have in our family, things that we have, and we start looking at ourselves, then we can teach others. Then we can work on others. But right now, we have a lot of bad in our own communities that need help. Shout out to Cherokee Tulu, one of the greatest matriarchs. I spoke so well of you, and you wasn't around when I was speaking about your works, some of the great works that you have done in the community. And I didn't get a chance to let you know, but I want to let you know that you are just like I told Empress Hober, and I said to you, you are we have to protect you. We have to protect you. We definitely have to protect people like you, Cherokee Tulu. But I sit here and I tell people all the time. I say, we just can't make excuses for our people. We just can't make excuses. And because it's, Peter, man, you be exposing our people, got our people looking a certain way. No, they needs to be exposed. It doesn't matter if it was a white predator, if it's a person of color predator. A predator is a predator. I don't see no color when I see predator. Moon feet in the house. When I see a predator, I don't see color. I see a person that needs to be put away. And that's what I see. Stop protecting these people just like your grandmother and your mother used to do back in the days. We got to stop protecting these people like your grandmothers and your mothers used to do back in the days. Okay, Uncle Charlie, Uncle Thomas, all this. You got to stop protecting uncles and the cousin in the family, because you start to see the product. You start to see the product. You start seeing what happens when people have been raped. The insecurities of women that don't want to deal with certain men because they've been raped. The traumatizing of the things that they have happened. Some men who've been traumatized and like I said, if you see it, They got some men who've been traumatized by rape also. We can't just be just saying women. There's men out here that's been touched and raped. And then you expect that these men are just gonna walk and change and just walk around and be a man. It just don't work like that. They need a lot of healing and a lot of counseling, a lot of work. There are many men that got raped in jail. Some men got raped in jail, still walk out of jail with their dignity and still be a man. It doesn't make you gay because you've been raped. If somebody took advantage of you, that does not make you gay. You was a child and somebody did something to you. That doesn't stop calling these people. And a lot of young people, when they're young, they undecided on what they're gonna be in life, who they gonna what sexuality. Stop making choices for your children. There's a lot of women out here saying that their child is gay. I've seen them even say a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old. Oh yeah, this Me Too people telling these children that they're gay before they even time. Dwayne Wade making decisions about his child, not old enough to even think for himself. Dwayne Wade and them letting him do what he want to do. And actual reality, you see that they went and got a white girl and turned the white girl into a boy. So he's still kissing a girl. In actuality, he's still kissing a girl. It's so messed up. A lot of this stuff is so messed up. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of this stuff is just so messed up. Told people before, it's just you just you don't understand. And like I said, this young girl, go pull up, go check her out. Her name is in the description, and you can go Google her and go check out her story. She was saying that this boyfriend was acting weird. She was even on TikTok. She was telling people that this boyfriend of the mother was acting weird before he murdered and slaughtered this young lady and allegedly raped her. And he's on a $2 million bond. That's how serious this is. Because her mother did not protect her. Her mother did not hear her cry. See, a mother is your biggest protector. Your mother, in everything that is created, the mother is the protector. People say the lion is the protector. That's bullshit. You let that lion mess with a tiger's cubs, and you see that lion get his ass whipped. A mother in every species is a protector. It's nature. It's natural for a mother, a real mother, to defend her offspring. And I want people to understand that. It's nature for mothers to stand with their children. So if you don't stand with your children and you stand with your man and you don't listen to your children, and I know there's a lot of children that has lied, but at least at the moment, stand with your children until you get the evidence and you get the facts. Stand with your children. And that's what a lot of people, a lot of these women are afraid to not have a man. They got many men out here on this planet. They got many women out here on this planet. But they're afraid to be alone. I can't get nobody. I can't get nobody. Ain't nobody want me. Maybe they don't want your attitude. Maybe they don't want the way you act, your insecurities. Maybe they don't want the shit that you bringing. It ain't the if you can't attract no man, it's probably you. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, I prayed, Lord. I prayed. I got on my knees. I prayed, Lord, why you forsaking me? Everything I done, I did everything you told me to do, Lord. Oh, Lord, I can't. I go to church. I go to church to get a good Christian man, Lord. And he still beat my ass. He's still cheating on me. And I think that what's wrong with women, instead of looking for a man, they just don't allow the spirit to allow the somebody to come to them. They want to go to them. They'll go find the man themselves. That ain't how it work. You got to let things be natural. You don't go searching. A man is supposed to search and hunt for his woman. A woman ain't supposed to be running around looking for a man. Sometimes you could be looking in all the wrong places. And you end up who you end up with because you searching. Some of the best marriages happen when people don't look for somebody and they let natural things happen. Because a lot of people have overlooked people that's right there in their face. Black Indian in the house. A lot of people have overlooked quality people that's right in their face, but they want somebody who got all the money. Now, this brother here busting his ass on trucks. This brother here, I don't care if the man might own a janitorial company, but he paying his bills. He's a decent man. He's a productive citizen. But because you looking beneath him, you looking at him at a low frequency. You don't see the good in him. You just see the money that's struggling to you. The man is out there cutting grass, making honest money, got his own grass business, got his own landscaping business, but you look like that's not big enough for you. And they got some men that'll give you that little that little house that he bought for you, that little 3-bed house, that ain't big enough for you. And he trying to put you in a castle. You know, it might not be a mansion. It may not be something that's big in your minds, but it's something big in his eyes. And guess what? He gonna bless you that way. And then when he get more money, he gonna make that small house a big house if you just stick with him. He gonna turn something, that little tiny ring that he gave to you that looked like it came out the bubblegum machine, but you didn't look at his heart, but you looked at the size of the fucking ring. Some people don't look at the heart of a person. Some people they look at the materialistic things and think that's love. Some people believe that if you give me the biggest ring, that means I love you. They got women that got $1 million rings and still get fucked over. And you never understand. Because that man may not he may not at the moment afford that $1 million ring. But if you just stick with him, as you stick with him, you're gonna watch him change and evolve to the man that you want. If you just support him and you just stick with him. But you want a rapper. You want a football player. You want somebody that's already got something. Oh, I can't stay. And some of you women ain't bringing shit to the table, but you waiting on that man to have something to the table. Everybody's all about what somebody gonna give them or get for them. But the most important thing is if somebody actually love your ass. Because a person that love you is willing to give it all to you. Is willing to do it all for you. You throw up on the ground, that person will get up on the ground and clean your throw up. You sick in a hospital, that person holding your hand to the end. Some people don't truly know what love is. Love is beyond money. Love is beyond possession and money. Because that man had a good job all them years. He was supporting you all them years, and then he got paralyzed, or he got sick, and then you have to take care of him. Shout out to Thomas. Then it comes that you have to take care of him, like he took care of you. You'll never know how a person loves you until you actually get sick and something happened to you. Because I know what that feeling like. Out of nowhere, I just get sick. And I was afraid to go to the doctor because I didn't know what the hell. Because seeing my mother die of cancer, seeing my sister die of cancer, knowing that my blood daddy died of cancer. So I thought I was having cancer too. And have my wife to hold my hand to go into that doctor and let them at least tell me what I got. That's love. And come to be, I had nothing but sugar diabetes. But to have a support system when nobody have your hand, to have somebody to support you when nobody is there, that's love. But when it comes down to your children, and you guys, some of you ladies, I know you can't sleep with your children. There's a difference between your children and your man. There's certain things your children could do and certain things your man could do. Same thing with your mama and your wife. Certain things, they're just totally different loves. People got to understand that's a different love. Totally different loves. Your children, your wife, your mama, totally different loves. But when something comes out of you and you hold that child for 9 months and you experience, because the closest thing to the child and the mother, the child is the mother. The mother and the child is connected. They're the very first. They are experiencing unity in the womb. When a woman carries a child for 9 months, they always say she has a step foot in and a step foot out. She has a step foot in and she has a step foot out. There's a chance she gonna die. Come on now. Come on, think about this. So you know that a child can actually kill you. You did all that for 9 months to have that child. That child is a part of you. And you can take a man over your child. Then that tells me about you. That you don't love that half about you. All you women who stand up for these men who are molesting your children, when your children telling you that this person touched you. Because you like the way that man rocking you in the bed, but he also rocking your child. Some of these men want your daughter more than they want you. Your ass. The movie Precious told it all. The movie Precious said a lot. In Precious, the mother knew that the father was raping Precious. And she said she just bowed down because she said, "What you doing? What you doing?" And what you doing? He told her, "Shut up." It's not a mother, man. That's not a mother. A mother is a protector. A mother a mother will tear a father up over their child. And I know why a lot of people don't feel for their mothers the way I felt about my mother, because a lot of people, mothers, gave them up. A lot of people didn't have a mother like mine. I miss my mama. I miss my mom. I miss the conversations we had. I miss them long conversations. Every time I was on the road driving, as I drive to Houston, as I drive to Colorado, as I drive to California, she was, where you at now? Where you at now? You look, I used to tell her, I'm going in the woods. I'm going, boy, get out them woods. Them wolves gonna eat your ass. I miss them conversations with me and my mother. Boy, get out them woods. You don't know what's in the woods. They might got a snake that's gonna get your ass. And I'll go in the woods to show her pictures of me deep in the woods. But my mother, even when I was older, 30s, 40s, early 40s, she was still protected over her son. She's still worried about her son. And I want people to understand that. My mama still worried and loved her son. No matter how old she thought I was, she still was concerned about her son. My condolences, Thomas. It's been 3 years with my mama, and it's been a year. A year. You said last week. I'm so sorry. And I want people to understand that. What a protector is. Brian, you know. You know. So I don't understand how these women pick their lover, their boyfriend over their children. Oh, that girl lying. She always throwing her ass up, coming around, looking this way around my man. You should have beat her ass. Yeah, mine died of cancer also, yeah. Breast cancer. I'm so sorry, Thomas. My heart goes out to you and your family. My heart goes out to you. You and I got a lot in common, I see. And people don't understand that you don't never miss the well till the well runs dry. You never miss the well till the well runs dry. So many things I wish I could say to her. And now I got only one woman. I used to have two women in my life. And now I got one. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful. A parent is supposed to be a great listener, not a dictator over the children. A great listener. If you get the child very young and you teach the ways and self-love, they won't stray. And if they stray, they come back. They come back. My wife was so upset because my son has moved on. He's engaged. He got a future wife. My oldest son just graduated from Belhaven University. He got a job, a great job. They offered him big money, and he moved to Alabama with his fiance. But expect to once he gets more offers, he expect to move somewhere up north somewhere. But he followed his soon to be wife, and he left the crib and he's gone where he has to go. Sometimes you got to let them go so they can see. We can't pamper our children for the rest of their life. We got to let them experience, because children are only going to blame you. They're going to blame you if you stop them from doing their mission. And I told my wife, I said, no, let him go. If it's right for him, it'll be good. But if it's wrong, he'll come back. If it's wrong, he'll come back. But you got to let people go out and venture out and see for themselves, because all they do is come back and they blame you. If they don't succeed in life, they blame you. Everything starts with you. They don't want people to understand that. So you have done the best you can. You got them to a certain part of their life. You did everything. You told them everything that they do. You told them, and they listened to you. They did everything. They lived righteousness. They did everything that you asked of. Now it's time for them to learn and seek on their own. And we got so many men and women out here today that didn't have support systems. They have no father and mother. And if they had a mother, some of the mothers was on crack. A lot of people don't understand what the '80s babies done to a lot of the generations today. A lot of the '80s babies are the reason why we're in trouble right now, because the government did some work on the people that lives right now. See, the effect of the '80s affect the people that's here right now. The drugs that they put in the communities, breaking up the families, the welfare. So everything that went on in them '80s affecting us right now. Children having children, all of that pays the dividends of what's going on right now. So this video was, I wanted you guys to understand, and this primarily video was for women. Be a protector over your children, and listen to your children when they're saying something that's weird and something that's wrong. When the boyfriend is doing something to your daughter and you just ignoring it, you think she just jealous of you. She don't want you to have a man. Your ass kept blaming the girl. Oh, she just don't want me to have a man. She don't want, she want my man. You up there competing with your daughter. You ever look at yourself, lady? Do you hear what you saying? Do you hear what you saying, lady? I respect some of these women who don't marry these men until after the children is out the way. I do respect some of them women that decided, hey, when the child is out the house, 18 years old, they done moved on. Hey, now I can get in a deep relationship and marry you. Because some women are protective to the end, and I applaud them women that protect their sons and daughters to the end. They will reject their own, and like I said, not all men, boyfriends, are predators. Not all of them are predators. And everybody goes to subscribe to Thomas Dotson Jr. His mother passed away just last week, and I'm sure that he's going through a lot of emotions. I'm sure he's going through a lot of pain. If, at least you guys, if y'all can go to his channel and he could drop or if you want to drop a cash app or anything that you guys could show love from my channel to him. Money don't cure everything, whatever, but whatever he need, Aborigine people, if you guys could support the brother, go to his channel, subscribe to him. Also, if you can donate something to him, but because you never know when something happens to you. That's why I keep telling you. A lot of people walk around smiling, but they don't understand that you don't know when it's your time. You don't know when it's somebody that you love, and it's your time. Because it was the most dreading feeling. This year on Mother's Day was the first time I went and visited her grave since the time we put her in the wall. That's the first time I bought my boys. It took me 3 years to go see her in that condition, go over there to go visit her tomb in the wall. It took me over 3 years. It took me 3 years. That's a hurting thing, a loss of an ancestor, y'all. His loss is our loss. His loss is our loss. And I want people to understand that. Our Aborigine family, we are stronger together than apart. And we're not weak people. I love all you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning. Thank you. I hope you drink your coffee and you got a chance to listen to Peanut Nola 504. Thank you, everybody who came on the panel last night. Unfortunately, I had to delete the video because at the end we had two of my brothers that just got really upset with each other, and I just don't want to expose them or showcase any of that kind of stuff on our content, because one thing I'm not going to do is let the white man laugh at our people as we attack each other. I will never do that um on my channel. I just won't do it. I won't allow it. Not we're not in the streets. This is our platform, and we're not going to allow anybody to destroy our platform. I love, I got the brother Wrightwood is my brother. I got nothing but love for that brother. That's my brother from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm going to protect him, and I'm going to protect the other brother from themselves. And that's just what I had to do. We had a great content. We had a great conversation about the brother. Maybe we'll do a part two of the haves and the have-nots of this continent. The fact that a white boy can go up there in the grocery store and kill people, and be treated a certain way and then a person of color is beaten down like an animal. And that's the thing that we have to understand, that they have the haves and the have-nots of this world, and it's sad the way they treat us and how they've been treating us. And we're just not going to take the BS anymore as a nation of people. So I can understand that everybody was upset because everybody had a right on that panel. Realize TV, everybody who was on that panel, Copper Empress, 504 Indigenous War, everybody had a reason to be upset last night because we are tired. And like I said before, let's get to the gun range. Teach your people how to use a gun, because we got to protect our people. Okay. So you guys have you know, I got to get out of here. And all blessings to you guys. You guys have a beautiful day. I'm out of here.